Archbishop Naumann and I go way back. We started high school the same day of 1963. He is an incredibly loyal friend. Archbishop Naumann's impact from his days in St. Louis would be at several levels. He was instrumental to the founding of Project Rachel. He was instrumental in the establishment of the Vitae Society. Mrs. Naumann was very dear to all of us, and she was incredibly humble. Her own fidelity to God and to the church in turn becomes a great blessing for all the church.
I've known Joe Naumann since 1963. We started together in the high school seminary. In the time that I've known him, he's always been a crusader. Archbishop Naumann was very involved with the pro-life community here in St. Louis, which was a great blessing to this archdiocese and to this city.
Catholic education's been a part of their life from the beginning. Louise was a grade school teacher. In fact, she was her son Joe's teacher. They exude the light of life in everything that they do, because everything is faith-based. It's a joy to be around them and to see that faith being lived out every single day.
Louise was like a candle. Her light just never seemed to go out. She never seemed to get down. What a wonderful principle, and she's influenced my teaching. She was a dynamo. She always was an encouragement for everybody, and I'm sure Louise is the same way today.
I remember talking to her when I began teaching. It was my second career, and she was very encouraging. It's a joy to be in their company.
The light of the Holy Spirit in his life is what a person really sees and is really attracted to. He's always got a little bit different perspective on things, a little humorous twist. That light of life is just part of his presence when you're with him.
From the beginning, I looked up to him. Who doesn't? Have you ever seen him? I mean, he's about 6'6", and from the beginning, Joe Naumann was a leader. Even in his expression of truth, he's able to do it with love, and I admire him. When I look for the secret to his life, obviously it would be his faith, but then would come his mom, see, Mama Louisa. When you see her, when you meet her, when you marvel at her, you know where a man like Archbishop Naumann came from.
The key to her is her faithfulness. She prays for him. There's this competitiveness between the two of them, but there's also this deep, deep spiritual relationship.
Archbishop Joe is a great priest, and he's a wonderful friend, and he's phenomenal in reaching young men and women and leading them to Christ and really instilling a lot of the pro-life message through his preaching.
I think one of the reasons he's so compassionate is because of Louise. She did not have an easy life. When she was 5 months pregnant with Archbishop Joe at the time, she found out that her husband had been killed at work. And that's why she named him Joseph, after God's foster father. So sometimes out of tragedy, God can really turn something great.
Well, I've known Archbishop Joseph Naumann since he joined the Bishops' Conference over 20 years ago, and of course I was very impressed by the fact that he chose as his Episcopal motto, Vitae Victoria Erit, that the pro-life cause will triumph. And his uncompromising commitment in defending the cause of life have truly made him a light in our church. Both of us have been on the pro-life committee for a long time, and we're very delighted that he is now the chairman of that committee.
If you look at all the new groups that came in because of him, Little Sisters of the Lamb and other groups that have come here, but he has been to me like a brother. I was blessed to get Archbishop Joseph because he's just been a gift to our diocese and a gift to me.
Archbishop Naumann is a spiritual father, not just to 200,000 Catholics in Northeast Kansas, but really to us personally and to our family. His humility is really something that's very striking to me about him and about his character.
We were very blessed to go to the Holy Land with him in 2010, and that's really when we got to know him very well.
It's real important that he's getting this Lumen Vitae award because I think he is at this large light in our diocese.
He really has been a great father and a brother and a friend to us. What touches me really very much about him is his joy and his love for Jesus. Really, he wants to share this love of Jesus for everybody.
We feel very comforted by his presence and we were like sheep with the shepherd.
Personally, Archbishop Naumann has been a great support for me, offering his friendship and guidance in my own leadership, recognizing the importance of Benedictine stability and consecrated life in the church and in the Archdiocese. We're so grateful for his service as spiritual father of our Archdiocese.
When he told me he was going to be a priest, I was shocked. I really was. I never pictured him as a priest, but I was proud of him for being able to make that decision. And our dad was a minor league baseball player, and Joe was a great Cardinal fan. I know he's probably changed a little now, but she was a strict disciplinarian and a wonderful mother. She worked hard. I admire her for being able to go on after our dad was killed.
My mother, she's an extraordinary individual. I'm blessed. I have to thank my father for having the wisdom to choose her to be my mother, and I think her relationship with Jesus is the center of her life and what gave her strength through tragedy, and that's what motivated her in her responsibilities as a parent and as a Catholic school educator.
My goal always was to raise my boys as living monuments to their father's memory, and I feel like I succeeded in that, because I think Fred is an exemplary example of what a Catholic husband, Catholic man should be. And I think Joe's a great example of what a Catholic bishop should be. So I've been proud of everything that he's done.
The monks of St. Benedict's Abbey are proud to present the Lumen Vitae Medal to Louise Naumann and her son, Archbishop Joseph F. Naumann.